Alright, it is BLM here, and it's time for another video. This is going to be my top 10 most underrated games that I own, I should say. And I did this video when I started my channel, which I believe was like 3 years ago now, which is kind of weird to think about. But I did this video 3 years ago, and something I realized on my list is that a lot has changed. I mean, my collection has obviously increased since then, and really, like, almost none of the games that were on the list last time would be on the list this time. So I decided to do an updated one. I think my list is a bit more unique than a lot of other people's because I've been watching a lot of people's underrated like games videos recently, and a lot of them have had pretty much the same games. Like a lot of them had like Wind Waker, a lot of them had Luigi's Mansion, which in my opinion, they aren't really underrated anymore. I mean, at the time when they came out, I think they were, but nowadays, I think that they have a large enough fan base that they shouldn't be considered underrated anymore. Then again, I guess you can consider that with like some of the games I have here, but I mean, the majority are truly underrated titles that did not get like a lot of players, and even today, a lot of people still don't play these games. I just want to give these games the recognition that they deserve because all of these are actually fantastic games. And yeah, even though this is a top 10 list, it was very difficult because in my collecting, I typically like to play the games that are sort of like underrated, I guess. Like I like underrated games. If a game gets bad reviews or mediocre reviews, I usually play it almost right away because I like getting my own opinion and seeing if it really is that bad. And yeah, it was really difficult to narrow it down to 10. So I mean, I just pulled out games from my collection that I thought were underrated. I had 30 titles that I thought could be on the list, and it was very hard to narrow it down. I had to think about three criteria. Obviously, like critical reception, fan reception, and then sales, like if the game sold well or not. I mean, a lot of my favorite games didn't make it, like Vanquish. Mainly because it sold decently and it got good reviews by fans and critics, so I couldn't put that on the list. And same thing with Brutal Legend. However, this one it didn't sell well at all, and the reviews were good and fan reception was good. However, it just did not make my list, even though I love this game as well. I have 10 like honorable mentions right here that these are not on the list. However, I just want to mention them because they're all great games. So, Space Station Silicon Valley, a great platform for N64. Definitely give it someone a try if you see it for cheap. All of these, really just pick them up if you see them for cheap. Firepower 2000, a great shooter for Super Nintendo. Definitely give this one a try as well. Croc, Legend of the Gobos, used to play this a lot as a kid. Definitely give this one a try. It's an awesome 3D platform. A lot like Super Mario 64. Not as perfect as Super Mario 64, but it's still a great game. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Shadow Wars, a great strategy game for 3DS. Yeah, just a fantastic game. Definitely get that one. This one's probably the most like love or hate out of the ones I have here, and that's Advent Rising. I personally enjoyed it. To be honest, it's not the greatest game. I acknowledge that. Like I know it's not the greatest game. However, I personally enjoyed it, and I think other people should give this one a try. Flipnik Ultimate Pinball. Actually a really great game. It's a Capcom pinball game, really unique. Definitely give that one a try as well. Mojo. This one gets hate by everyone pretty much. Like I've never heard anyone say anything good about this game. However, I personally really enjoy it. It's sort of like a Mario Madness game with puzzle elements. I really enjoy that one. Ninja Blade. This one I actually just recently beat, and it's a great Ninja Gaiden clone. Really awesome. Mushroom and Spore Wars, definitely an amazing platformer. It's a lot like the N64 ones, like Donkey Kong 64 and Banjo-Kazooie. Really enjoyed that one. And last one of the honorable mentions is Cyborgs, which is a great beat 'em up for the Wii. One that you can get for extremely cheap. I believe it's like $2 at GameStop now, so definitely give it one a try. Alright, now it's time for my top 10. And yeah, I just realized that all of these are actually newer games. Like it's 6th and 7th gen pretty much all here, but they're all great games. They're all, I believe, pretty cheap to get, and I really recommend all of these. So let's start at number 10. This one's controversial. Duke Nukem Forever. Now, this one could be on other people's underrated game list. The only reason it's actually at number 10 is mainly because I really want to talk about this. This is a game that critics did not like this at all, obviously. And even some, like, the fans are split. Like, it's half well received, and like the other half like absolutely hate this game. I really personally enjoy Duke Nukem Forever. It's a great first-person shooter. I wouldn't say it's like the best game ever because it isn't. It has its flaws. It has a lot of flaws actually, but it's just your standard first-person shooter. But just a Duke Nukem like comedy added in here. It's just it is immature. Like people, that's another one of the complaints about this game is that the comedy is way too immature, which I personally enjoy. I mean, I love this game. Like the humor in this game is just hilarious in my opinion. And I am kind of immature, so. But I mean, after what was it, 11 years of hype, 12 years? I don't even remember the exact number anymore. But after all the years of hype, you cannot expect a brilliant game or anything. I mean, no matter what, you're gonna be disappointed when you play this game if you go by the hype. But just this is still a good game. I mean, this is like what, $4 at GameStop now. I mean, I think this is definitely one worth getting. Now, number 9 is a game I kind of bashed earlier. I shouldn't say, like, I didn't say the greatest things about it in my Xbox collection video. But I do actually love the game, even though it didn't sound like it in my Xbox video. But that game is Ultra Echo. And I actually completed this game twice, actually. And it's a good beat 'em up. This game, it got mediocre critical reviews. I don't hear hardly anyone talk about it, and it didn't sell well at all. But this is a beat 'em up that implements a combo system, much like the Tony Hawk series and stuff like that, where you get points for every like hit you get and stuff like that. Yeah, very unique. The story in this game makes no sense. I mean, I have to be honest. Like, I mean, it makes sense, but it's not really memorable. But yeah, just overall, this is a good beat 'em up. I definitely recommend picking this up if you see it like for, I don't know, under 5, which is what it goes for everywhere. So definitely an underrated gem in my opinion. Next up is a game that I believe was in my last video, but it's one of the few, and that is Metal Arms Switching the System. And that's really just a testament to how great this is, that it's in my top 10 most underrated games still after, what, 3 years and like over 1,000 more games. I mean, this is just a great action-adventure game. It's, I guess you would consider it a third-person shooter in a way. There's a lot of shooting aspects to this. It reminds me a lot of Ratchet and Clank in terms that it's like a action-adventure game based on the weapons and stuff like that. And yeah, it's actually just a fantastic game. This was released on all 3 consoles, GameCube, PS2, and Xbox. And it's definitely one worth picking up. I mean, if you've never heard of this game before, definitely try to find this. It's not a very hard game to find. Well, at least on PS2, I should say. And yeah, it's for PS2 version, it's usually under $5. I believe the GameCube version goes for a bit more. I don't know about the Xbox version, but just a great game. Another one that I really recommend. Alright, number 7, I don't remember if it was in my last video or not. However, I did own it at the time, so it could have been, but yeah, the game is Prince of Persia for 360. Now, this is the 2008 reboot, and I really enjoyed this game. This game it got critically praised, actually, and I believe it sold well, but fan reception hasn't been too great. There are people here and there that actually really love this game, like Pete Dorr and stuff like that, but I mean, a lot of people don't like this game, and I personally enjoyed it. I think this is a pretty solid, what is it, like action-adventure platformer in a sense. Like, I really enjoy this game. I mean, it has its issues. Like, one of the complaints about this game is that you can't die, which is somewhat true, I guess, in a sense. I mean, if you fall, your partner, Lena, something like that, I forgot the name, but she goes and saves you. So, like, I don't know if that's considered dying or not. I mean, but people consider this game way too easy. Let's just say that. And people didn't like the fighting in this game, which I agree. I don't like the fighting combat system in this game. It's just very boring, yeah, let's just say boring. But overall, I really love this game. I mean, I love the cel shade graphics. I mean, graphically, this game looks stunning even to this day. And yeah, I love platforming. If you haven't realized, like I love free running in video games. I mean, I love the Assassin's Creed franchise. It's my favorite franchise of all time. And this was actually on the same engine, developed by the same team and everything. And I just love this game. I really think that this deserves more love than what it gets. Alright, number 6 is a kind of unknown GameCube game. I see people pick it up every once in a while. However, I haven't heard many people's impressions on this game at all. And that is Amazing Island. Now, this game got mediocre reviews, and it didn't sell well at all. I don't know if that's surprising or not. But I actually really like this game. If you don't know what this game is, it's a minigame compilation. However, in the minigames, you create your own monsters to use to do the minigames in. And it's a very interesting aspect. It was developed by Sega, and I believe Sega was trying to get like the Pokemon fan base to get onto this game. And it just didn't happen. And I personally really enjoyed this game. If you like Mario Party, this is somewhat like that in terms of the minigames. Yeah, like even on the back it says, think of it as Pokemon meets Mario Party, which is pretty much what it is. I absolutely love this game. I definitely suggest giving this one a try. Alright, number 5 is a game that gets very mixed reception, and that is The Bouncer. Now, I love this game. I recently picked this up in November, and I fall in love with this game. I mean, this is just a fantastic game by Squaresoft, and this game is really weird because I don't know what the sales were. I would think that it would be pretty decent because it was near the launch of the PS2, and it was a Squaresoft title. And then after that, I believe the fan reception was very mixed, very polarized, because fans were expecting an RPG. When they saw The Bouncer in this like artwork right here, they were expecting an RPG. However, it's not an RPG; it's a beat 'em up. And yeah, critically, I believe it got decent reviews. But this is a great beat 'em up. I mean, this is fantastic. If you like Streets of Rage and stuff like that, and always wished for a 3D version of that, definitely get The Bouncer. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's a very short game though. It is pretty short. I mean, it's only like a few hours, but I still really enjoyed this game. I mean, it's just a fantastic game. I mean, definitely give this one a try. Number 4 is a game I used to play a lot when I was younger, and I just recently got it back, and that's Darkwatch. Now, I absolutely love this game as a kid. It's developed by High Moon Studios, who now develop the Transformer games, and they're developing the new Deadpool game, I believe. And this is a great shooter, published by Capcom, really arcadey. Yeah, as a kid, I really enjoyed this game. However, I played it recently again, and to be honest, I don't think it's as good as what I remember. But I do think that this is still a very underrated gem. I don't hear many people talk about this game. I mean, I believe the last time I heard someone talk about it was LG Rocks, I believe, put it in one of his underrated game videos. But yeah, this is a fantastic game. Yeah, if you like arcade shooters that don't take themselves too seriously, definitely get this. I really recommend it. Alright, number 3 is another game that I don't hear anyone talk about. Like, I've never heard one person talk about this game. And that is Go-Go Hypergrind for GameCube. And this is an Atlas title, developed by Spunco, which is the company behind Ren and Stimpy. And you can definitely tell by the graphic style. I mean, yeah, it's just a fantastic game. It's a skateboarding game. It's a lot like Tony Hawk, like in terms of the actual controls and the gameplay and stuff like that. A lot like Tony Hawk. However, they add like these, like you play as a cartoon. Like, yeah, you play as these cartoons that are like auditioning for a role on a TV show or something. I don't even, whatever. Yeah, but it's just the graphic style mixed in with the Tony Hawk like gameplay. It's just fantastic. I mean, I love the Tony Hawk series. I mean, if you haven't realized that, I'm trying to get every Tony Hawk game, and I mean, this game's just brilliant, just fantastic. Definitely give this one a try. Definitely worth the pickup, especially if you find it for cheap, because this isn't that expensive a game. So, one of the most underrated gems on the GameCube level. Definitely give this one a try. All right, number 2 is a game I picked up a few months ago, and yeah, this game doesn't like get a lot of love at all. I mean, not many people picked it up, but the people that did pick it up actually really enjoyed it. But yeah, the game is Kororinpa Marble Mania, and I love this game. I mean, I said this many times in the past. I enjoy Marble Madness style games where you roll the marble around the level and try to make it not get off the course and stuff like that. And this is one of them, and this is brilliant. I mean, as a Wii title, you use the Wiimote to control the ball, and you just have to go through these obstacle courses, and it's very enjoyable. I absolutely love this game. And this game did it right. I mean, there's another game that I own right here, Vertigo, that it's pretty much the same thing, but this one isn't as good. The controls are pretty off on this one. However, Kororinpa got the controls perfectly, and it's just a very fun game. I mean, it's not that long. Like, it doesn't take too long to beat this game. There's like only around 50 levels, but overall, fantastic. I definitely recommend this if you have a Wii. Definitely give this one a try. It's like $10 at GameStop. I really recommend it. Now it's time for what everyone's been waiting for, the most underrated game in my collection, and that is obviously Call of Duty Black Ops. And of course, that was a joke. And my real most underrated game is Enslaved, Odyssey to the West. I absolutely love this game. I would personally say this is one of my favorite games this generation. And I recently did a list of my top games that I own, like just overall. And this is number 11 on that list, I believe. And it's just a fantastic game. I mean, I absolutely love this game in every single way. The gameplay, a lot like Uncharted, I would actually say Uncharted ripoff in terms of the gameplay. However, the story, the characters, I just love this game all around. It's just amazing. Graphically, too. At the time that this came out, graphically, this game was stunning. I mean, nowadays it's like average, but at the time, this game was looking stunning in terms of graphics. The game is based off, like the story is based off of Journey to the West, the classic like Chinese story thing that Dragon Ball Z was actually based off of also, which is what got me interested in this game in the first place, to be honest. And then when I found out like what the actual gameplay and everything was, I was really excited for it. And I have to say, I really love this game. Definitely pick this one up. I believe it's like $10 at GameStop. I definitely recommend it. I believe the PS3 version is exactly the same. So it doesn't matter which version you get, just get a version of this game. It's freaking brilliant. So yeah, that is my video on my top 10 most underrated games that I own. And yeah, thank you for watching.